Hey, Cindy here. Hope you're having an amazing day. I'm so excited for our Summer of Love series. And we're going to be talking about the dance of getting a first date. And I have a challenge for you. By tomorrow, get yourself a date. If you're a single lady, get yourself a date. And I'm going to show you some ways within which you can actually create that. So 3 ways you can create that. Not to mention, I want to talk about the feelings that go on underneath of that to support you in moving through them, moving through the fear. So first off, let's think about your vision. Most of you guys, if you're here, you're looking to attract extraordinary love, the love of your life, right? Who's looking to attract the love of their life? Put yes in the comment box. So if you're looking to attract the love of your life, which I'm sure you are, then it all starts with getting out there, dating, meeting people, creating deeper connections. And deeper connections are really important as a part of this process. So let me share a little bit more. Get yourself a date by tomorrow. And don't worry about who it is, what it looks like, if you think he could be the love of your life, because that's actually going into perfectionism. Awesome. Thanks, Tina. So let me just share with you. When we look at getting yourself out there dating, there's a lot of different avenues within which you can create that. You know, we've been talking this week on how to connect with more people, you know, whether that be in your local grocery store, Whole Foods, you know, coffee shop, wherever, to try to connect. I mean, I recommend going out to happy hours, doing some things where you can surround yourself with more people. And, you know, looking at a man, smiling, and literally this works by, if you're, you know, in a busy happy hour establishment, if you look at a man, you smile, and you literally say to yourself, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and you stay smiling, it is so hard to keep the gaze. However, if he's single, he will definitely come toward, even if he's not, he'll probably come towards you and talk to you because you've given him the green light. So try that. And it doesn't, because here's the deal, ladies, men are used to being rejected. Men need actually an open door. And with, you know, the world today, the Me Too movement, men are more and more hesitant around how to approach a woman or essentially approaching them. It's actually also highlighting more predatory behavior as well. So that's a good thing. Anyway, so I want to talk about, you know, getting yourself on a first date. Literally get online, get on a dating app. I don't care which one, Tinder, Hinge, Bumble. I don't know, there's some others out, there's a bunch of others out there. But I just named some top ones. Zeus, you can get on Match.com, Plenty of Fish, whatever. Get on there and have some great pictures that look like you. Make sure they look like you, who you are, and that you're smiling in your pictures, and literally go through, pick 50 men that seem semi-interesting. Don't get too picky. Look at their profile. See if something in there, you know, jumps out at you. Great. Then you start messaging them. That's the second step. You start messaging them. Hey, great shirt in your photo. That blue color looks amazing on you. Awesome. Drop a line to each of them. Hi, smiley face. Great to connect. Do something, and you're just dropping a line to, you know, you're baiting the fish out there. And then the people that are available will connect with you. Hey, what's up? How are you going? How's this dating thing going for you? Awesome. Well, you know what? I just find it easier to see if there's more of a connection by meeting in person. Let me know what you think about that. And then they'll come back saying, yeah, great idea. Awesome. How about if we have a quick phone chat? Great. You have a quick phone chat with them. And then as you're talking to him, obviously you want to make sure that he can put a few sentences together, all of that, right, you guys? So then you say, well, if you were to ask me to grab a quick drink tomorrow, I might say yes. Or if you were to ask me out for coffee tomorrow, I might say yes. And I can't wait to hear about your challenge. So you can do that. Or, you know, something I was talking about a little bit more yesterday was, you know, you're out and about at, you know, your local place, right? Your local coffee shop. Gosh, you know, do you know, I've really been craving sushi. Do you know any good sushi restaurants around here? Do you eat sushi, by the way? You know, talk about it. What's your favorite kind of food? Oh, that sounds really good. Maybe I should try that. You know, I might say yes. If you were to want to accompany me to that restaurant, you know, smile and don't be attached to whether or not they say yes. I mean, the guy would be a fool if he didn't. That's what I say. And if he doesn't, it's because he's probably not available, and that's okay. This is not about attachment. This is about making more connections, about, you know, creating interesting conversations, having your vision in your life. Your vision is to attract extraordinary love. Now, so the way we do one thing is the way we do all things. You know, if you haven't heard that before, I talk about this quite a bit. And, you know, that can be a good thing, and it can also be a really painful thing to take a look at. I know I've had to take a look at that in my life multiple times throughout the last several years and even recently. So, you know, if you're struggling to attracting your partner, and if you're finding that you know, the men that you attract aren't your type, or the type of man that you're interested in isn't interested in you, then it's time to up level your type, quite frankly. It's time to start shifting that, because that's a mirror. There's something happening there. So then what goes deeper around that is commitment. And you might be going, okay, well, I really want a committed, loving relationship. Do you? How do you show up in life? And I can give you an example of that. So I really am passionate about a lot of things. I love to do a lot of things. I have a background in fashion. I mean, I've done a few different things in my life, and I'm not bad at them, right? So, and this whole relationship thing has been a theme throughout my entire life. I've geeked out on it. I've geeked out on people, interpersonal relationships. I've studied it for years. But here's what's deeper around that is, look at, you know, we all have patterning in the way that we show up in our life. So, and that comes down to commitment. So I was talking to somebody, and they were talking about how when they would do something, and they would attempt to, you know, maybe a career or something like that, and they would feel some resistance from that. And it might even be a girlfriend or a boyfriend. So they would feel some resistance, and they would go, maybe this just isn't the right thing. Maybe it's just not going to work out. And they would create a story and then go try something else. Go, you know, and that's what happens a lot with people when it comes to relationships. Or they would, you know, knock down that door and beat a dead horse in a way that wasn't really working. So I'm going to take this a step further. How many of you guys have feel that familiar feeling where you're in a career or doing something, it's just not working. You're like, I don't want to force that. I don't think this is the right thing. And you haven't uncovered the stones, everything, to really done whatever it took to really make sure if this was the right thing for you or not. Because many times I believe God, you can call it the universe, whatever you believe in, opens up doors for us for a reason. And we typically have ways of being or things that we do, triggers or reactions that may inadvertently block us from what we really want. We might say, oh, that's not working, or that person was a jerk, or this person ghosted me, so it's just not going to work, right? So we can equate this in any area of our life instead of looking at it like, this happened. That's really interesting. I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to keep moving forward in this position. And, sometimes we intuitively know this position isn't working. This is really not going to work for me. And then sometimes we can look at it as this is a door opener to the next step. It's the same thing when it comes to relationship. Maybe we step into something and we open up our hearts and we get into a space and there's a beautiful gift that's meant to be learned. There's a lesson. Maybe you see an old familiar patterning that you get to close the loop on, move through with grace, and that leads you to the right person. I don't know. I don't know the answers. Usually I can tell when I'm working with somebody what the right thing is and what their patterns are, what they tend to do, because how they show up for me and what they do, what you do with me is a great indicator of how you show up in relationships and how we can oftentimes cut off love, run away from commitment, or attract people that aren't interested in commitment because that's a mere reflection of what our way of being has been. The job hasn't worked out, my boss is a jerk, or whatever is a direct reflection. You might say, well, some of that circumstance is beyond our control. Yes, it is. However, it's our way of being and how we show up around that. I can't tell you as a mother, as an entrepreneur, how often I get to course correct, how often I get to problem solve, how often I get to recommit and get more intimate with whatever process I'm in. And the more intimate you get, the more intimacy comes to you. I work with clients that I can usually tell you within about 5 minutes what's happening with them. I'll talk to a woman and she'll be telling me some things and I can literally place what the patterns are and how to get into it. It's also up to you to commit to that. And sometimes we have more readiness than others. I can tell you that I know taking time for you and doing visualization daily around your deeper vision of how you want your relationship to look, how you see your life, what you see feeling connected around on a daily basis, along with meditation and prayer, will absolutely bring in the love of your life. No doubt about it. I don't know if it's going to be today, tomorrow, next week, next month, or 5 years from now. It will absolutely happen if you're consistent. and you take consistent action along with being open and coachable. So you might feel some fear around, do I really do this? Do I invite him on a date tomorrow night? Absolutely. Or can I just sit there in Whole Foods and look around and smile, and maybe I'll get asked out on a date? You don't know, but your attitude will be indicative of that light that shines. And it's not about being the most beautiful person in the world, in the room or the world. It's really about your light and your attitude. Because I can tell you there are many very beautiful, lonely women out there that aren't creating the loving partnership they want. And a lot of it has to do with that commitment piece. And and blocking that partnership. So I'm going to dive deeper into this, and please, you guys, if there's anything else you want me to share about that's around this topic, that's around love and relationship, that you're feeling challenged about, then drop a note, drop a comment, direct message me, and know that this can make a difference for another woman. Also, share this with anyone that you feel needs to hear this today, and go get your date. It's Thursday date. Tomorrow is Friday. You get to create fun and flirty connections. Tomorrow, you guys are in for a real treat too, because I have somebody that's going to be sharing all around how to create more flirtation, more fun with your wardrobe and your way of being. So I can't wait for you guys to see that. And if you're on YouTube, just go ahead and like us, place a comment below. Can't wait to hear from you. Lots of love. Mwah. Bye, everyone.